Greetings from Walsh University. Well, it's finally snowed here in Northeast Ohio. That's our chapel sitting at the east end of the quad. The building next to the chapel is Farrell Hall. That was one of the original buildings. You can see the bell tower. That's where the president's office is. That is also where we house our library. And finally, this building at the other end of the quad is Lamine. It's the other original building on campus. This is where the Brothers of Christian Instruction originally had all their offices and their homes, and they still live here. This is where I have my office, as well as Dr. Digianantonio. Here, I think I checked temperature and it's at 27 degrees, but behind me is the Barrett Business Center. That's where we hosted our Whole Brain Teaching Conference last summer. We had over 400 teachers from all over the United States, and we even had some folks that flew in from far away as Japan. I want to tell you things are going really well so far with the class. I enjoy watching and reading what you have to say. I think that the piece that you'll find that works for you is the way you're able to support each other. As we take a look at things that we progress with our action research, remember that action research works no matter what you're trying. We want action research to be about your classroom. I've enjoyed the comments you've written about David Seuss's book on how the brain learns. So we want to continue to focus on brain learning activity. We want to take a look at the blogs and what's working for you so that we can work through this thing together and get the most out of the course that we possibly can. So far, so good. We're about 5 weeks into the program as we start on this module, and we hope that you will continue to work with each other and work with us so we can have it be a meaningful activity for you. This is the Hannah and Child Development Center, which actually houses the offices for many of the education professors and most of the undergraduate education programs. At one point in time, it was built by the Hannah family specifically to serve as a preschool operated by the university. But as space became a more needed commodity, it evolved into classrooms and offices. The David Center houses our cafeteria and a student services center. There are recreational rooms here, the bookstore, a Starbucks coffee shop, and it is a gathering place for students on campus.
Okay, good afternoon, participants in the Scholarship Outreach Initiative. I first want to start out by giving you all a 10-finger woo for everything that you've been doing in the initiative. I've been very impressed with how collaborative you've been, how supportive, how you've offered each other suggestions. During the past week, the big issue, of course, was the idea of trial and error and change. And as I read your forums, I saw people are deeply committed to doing what's best for their students to achieve better results for their students, both academically and discipline. And your willingness to try new things, which is part of good teaching, is what action research is all about. It's you trying something. Maybe you're going to find that your beginning was too wide and you're going to have to narrow it, but I think you're on a good track. You're doing things in a way that's allowing you to see the results, you're responding to each other, and you're doing a good job. I just wanted to bring something to your attention because many of you talked about the book, the Seuss book, and how much you like it, and how in reading the book you're seeing confirmation for what you see as good in whole brain teaching. And I would agree. I think the book has done a good job of that. I just wanted to make you aware of an author. Her name is Judith Willis. She is an MD. She's a trained neurologist who decided to go back to school and become a teacher. If I'm not mistaken, she taught middle school. And she produced 2 books. The one is Research-Based Strategies to Ignite Student Learning, and the other is Brain-Friendly Strategies for the Inclusive Classroom. And the interesting thing about these books is as she talks about strategies such as using a multisensory approach, she also provides the brain research from her experience as a neurologist. So I thought that these would be 2 books that might interest you when you find time. Maybe you don't have it right now. So I would just like to conclude by, again, congratulating you on your collaboration, on your support, and on your commitment to the Scholarship Outreach Initiative.